Xin chao, what's up everybody? Alright, in today's video, we were supposed to be out, excuse me, I'm still getting over my chest infection. We were supposed to be out in District 5 and 6, but unfortunately it pretty much rained all day from pretty much noon on till now. I actually went out and filmed a banh mi video to continue the best banh mi's in Saigon series, which you will see tomorrow morning. So for this evening's video, which I will be doing a premiere with you, we're going to be talking about the visa situation. They are wanting to increase the visa situation in Saigon. The People's Committee of Ho Chi Minh City is proposing that they open up a longer than 15-day visa-free travel and include over 50 more countries. So they kind of want to put every normal country on a 30-day visa-free travel very soon. They want to do it like now. I think what's finally happening is, and I'll give multiple reasons why this happened. I think what's finally happening is Vietnam's finally understanding that they're not doing too well on tourism recovery. Not that really anybody's doing a tremendous job on tourism recovery, and there's a lot of reasons for that. You know, the economy is not stable worldwide right now. As we saw, they just laid off 40,000 jobs here of workers. So right now, things aren't as stable as they would be for one to want to go on a vacation and spend a lot of money. So in my opinion, it makes a lot of sense that, you know, we're not seeing travel recovery in a very high rate yet. It makes sense. Thailand's doing the best, I think, but even their numbers are just even a fraction of what they were pre-COVID. So we're just not seeing massive recovery in sectors. So what I think Vietnam's hoping for is that they can get a better visa situation. What do I think is going to happen? I definitely think that there will be a 30 to 90 day visa-free process going on very soon in the next 30 to 60 days. Sometime before Tet or after Tet, I think they will introduce a visa-free policy for a lot of countries for at least 30 days to just make it easier to come on in, as they should. Something like kind of what Thailand has right now. Other things that I think will happen and might not happen is, you know, it's very possible that we will see the return of the 90-day and 6-month visa, the 6-month visa for Americans, and even the possibility of the 1-year visa return. Now, I want to talk about that. A lot of people have a lot of ideas on why they got rid of it. There's this huge thing going around that has been since it happened that they wanted to get rid of all the dirty backpackers and all the people taking advantage of the said visa system that was in place. I'm going to give you my opinion, because I don't think that was the case. I think it was a much different situation. I think the likely situation, what happened is this happened in the middle of the second wave of COVID when a lot of people were actually dying and getting very sick here. So I think what the Vietnamese government wanted to do was exit all potential problems out of the country. And the best way to do that is to end those style visas. So I think it really didn't have too much to do. You don't think Vietnam knew that for 10 years people were manipulating the 1-year tourist visa system, or even the 6-month tourist visa, or the 90-day? You don't think that they knew people were manipulating that system? You know, I don't think that they really cared. And I think they started to care when it was a possibility that they could have had foreigners die on their, you know, on their grounds. And then they would have to write news articles about it and explaining why a foreigner died of COVID in their country. If you remember, in the beginning of the first wave, there was a British guy that was a pilot that got super sick with COVID, and they threw, I think, $1 million USD at him. They ended up making sure he lived and got him back home. But they definitely didn't want to have a death on their hands on Vietnamese ground. So I think you saw a lot of them, you know, saying, let's just end these visas, let's end these extensions, and let's get as many people out of here, and let's just worry about taking care of our own Vietnamese people. Also, at this time, there was an uncertainty of vaccines. So vaccines were not very readily available at that time. So they probably wanted to worry about vaccinating their people first, etc. So I think that's the reason why we had the exiting on the visas then. I do think after Tet there will be a return of at least a 90-day visa. I do think they will extend the visa-free travel for at least 30 days to almost all the countries, the 80 plus countries. I could see that, you know, definitely happening. Other things I think that may happen is, like I said, I think we're going to see a visa change in the policy within the next 2 months or within a month. I think it's going to happen very soon. I think they understand that the way that they're going to attract more people is to have their better favorable visa policy like they used to have, and then to create some kind of visa-free travel just like Thailand has. And I think they would be foolish to not do that. So I think for sure you're going to see them go along those lines and try to compete with Thailand. Now the problem still that even if, okay, let's lay out the scenario, even if we have a great visa situation, the one big problem is still the flights are super expensive and the hotels are super expensive. So, I mean, with the hotels and flights, hold on. So with the hotel and flights still really expensive, I think people are going to look to other places. You know, if a flight costs that much, and if I have the choice to fly to Tokyo or Vietnam, I'm going to choose Tokyo. Same with Korea and same with Taiwan. Same with other places. If I'm going to pay that much for a flight, I'm going to probably choose a different destination. You know, part of the charm to Vietnam and Thailand and a lot of Southeast Asia is it's a cheap flight to get there. It's cheap lodging to get there. I mean, sure, you can go crazy and get really expensive lodging, but for the most part, it's very affordable. And then it's very affordable inside of the city when you get there. The street food's affordable. Like, you know, you could do a vacation for 2 weeks to Saigon before COVID for $1,000 easily, like almost with flight. I'm back. So yeah, I could get a flight for one way for $500 back in the day, you know, $550. And or both ways. A one way I could get for $400, you know, sometimes $350. So, and I don't think we're ever going to see an ease on cheaper flights. So I think it's going to be a while before tourism recovers, you know. People are going to have to really save money and make sure that this is their choice of destination for vacation. You know, I think Thailand's really winning right now because it offers more. It's not even like, I get the most ridiculous comparisons. I go to Thailand because the healthcare is better. Like, who's going on a vacation to Thailand because the healthcare is better? So yeah, Thailand is, you know, doing better right now because their visa's a little bit easier, but you know, I don't think one is better than the other. They're very similar. I think you have more single dudes going to Thailand for the obvious reasons. I don't even think it needs to be said. You know, a lot of people are moving from Vietnam to Thailand because of the visa situation, not because they love Thailand more than Vietnam. You know, it's all personal opinion. Like, I don't know why people get all bent out of shape on this. You know, if you like Thailand better, great, live in Thailand. If you like Vietnam better, then try to live in Vietnam. I don't see what the problem is if you like one more than the other. If you think Thailand's the holy grail, then stay in Thailand. You know, if you think Pattaya is the greatest thing in the world, then go for it. Now, we will be going to Thailand in the beginning of next year, and we're going to check it out. You know, the Thai people are welcoming me with open arms, so I'm very excited to go there and check everything out. As far as I think when the visa situation will get rectified in Vietnam, I think very soon. I think now that you're starting to see, you know, actual people's committees of cities starting to complain that tourism's not good enough and let's make it more favorable for people to come in here is the right idea. As I've said for the past year, if I'm Vietnam, my main goal is to create a 90-day or 60-day visa-free travel for about 80 to 85 countries. No paperwork, no anything, you know. If you're part of that list, come on in. That's it. And then if you want to stay, make one easy renewal of 45 or 60 days. Make it to where somebody, if they want to stay a quarter of a year or nearly a half a year, come on, let them stay. And then other things they should be doing, they should have a retirement visa. Like, why are they, you know, if you're over 50 and you've got 20 grand and you can prove it, let them stay here. What's the problem? Why would you possibly need more than 20 grand? I think even 20 grand is a little excessive to prove. But if you're in retirement, you should have easily 20 grand unless you're living, you know, pension to pension payout or, you know, Social Security or whatever. But most people around that age should have some kind of savings. They should be ready to go. You know, if you're not, No hard feelings. I don't know what it'll be like when I'm of that age, but I would figure most people of that age are going to have more than enough to show that they have 20 or 10 grand going on in their checking account. So I would really like to see, I would really like to see Vietnam offer some kind of longer visa situation, better visa situation. And do I think it's coming? Yes, I think it is. I think for sure that the better visa situation is coming to Vietnam, and it's coming very soon. I anticipate in the next 30 to 60 days, we'll see a change in visa-free travel, so including more countries and a longer date for visa-free travel. I think 30-day visa-free travel for a lot of countries would make things very easy. And then make it available to have a 60 or 90-day visa that you pay for ahead of time if you want to stay longer. Make it more suitable for people that want to stay short term and for people that want to stay long term. It shouldn't be so much that it should all just boil down to just this one 30-day e-visa that people are already taking quick advantage of. Now, to go to the e-visa thing, there's lots of, if you go on the most toxic thing ever, the ridiculous Facebook groups of Vietnam, which I highly don't recommend, but there's guys on there saying, oh, I got denied after my 5th time. That's not why that guy got denied. I have a dude literally on nearly his 20th e-visa, no problem. If you fill out your paperwork good and you get it done, you're fine. You can even stack them. I got people that have stacked 5 or 6 on top of each other. They don't care how many you do. If you're getting denied, it's something else. You did something to get on a blacklist or some kind of thing. It's certainly not what it seems like when the guy's crying on there going, oh, after 5 times, you wouldn't let me come back in. Yeah, sure, dude. You're probably leaving out like 80% of the real information. So I find those Facebook groups to be completely worthless, almost in all ends, all of them. They're all full of bitter, angry dudes, or just bitter dudes fighting with each other, and everybody knows everything about everything in Vietnam on there. So I highly recommend you don't go on there. It's a terrible place to get knowledge. But yeah, I think the visa situation is going to change, and it's going to change fast, and I'll keep you updated as ever. This is a short video to the point. This article came out today that they want to do a 30-day no visa for 80 plus countries. So as the news comes out, as things happen, I'll keep you updated. That's what I do. We'll be in Taiwan soon. Then we'll be in Thailand. So lots of exciting content coming up. We will be in District 5 and District 6 tomorrow. Tomorrow morning's video will be another new banh mi, which I very much liked, a very traditional one. So thank you for watching. Stay frosty. Like, comment, subscribe. See you on the next one. Peace out.